Microsoft is creating pretty clear market structure. Today, we analyze Microsoft. However, by actually looking at a higher time frame, we are perfectly able to determine where Microsoft will head next in the near future. Therefore, looking at the monthly chart of Microsoft, before we actually start with our technical analysis, we first have to determine the underlying trend. On Microsoft, you can see that starting back in 1999, so more than 25 years ago, Microsoft started the creation of a significant rounding bottom. Over the course of the following 16 years, Microsoft has overall been consolidating sideways, creating higher highs and higher lows, but also lower lows and lower highs in the meantime. But you can see this just looks like a textbook rounding bottom formation. Now, after Microsoft actually created this rounding bottom formation and especially created the break above the key neckline exactly at this $35 level, which was back then just a simple horizontal resistance. Yes, you can see the breakout happened in 2013 after Microsoft actually created this overall bullish bottom breakout. We entered into one of the craziest stock market bull runs. Ever since, Microsoft has been rallying 1,350% and is, as we're speaking, just creating another new all-time high. This, however, is not unexpected at all, because over the course of the past 5 years, Microsoft has overall been trading in a quite longer term but narrow rising channel formation. On the one side, we do have this lower green support trend line, and on the other side, we do have this upper red resistance trend line. As you can see, over the course of the past couple of years, Microsoft has been perfectly channeling within this rising channel formation. And yes, we always saw beautiful impulses towards the upside, which were always followed by quite decent corrections. This is where things get now already quite interesting, because as you can see, Microsoft is slowly but steadily approaching this upper red resistance trend line. And now specifically, just looking at all of this previous price action, there is a quite high chance that if Microsoft actually retests this upper red resistance trend line, we will actually witness a short-term correction on Microsoft. A short-term correction all the way back to this lower green support trend line, where Microsoft will then once again find strong support. And from here, we will then see the overall continuation towards the upside. However, this does not mean that tomorrow Microsoft will drop 20%, but we might see something similar compared to what we saw back in 2021, when Microsoft just over the course of the couple of months actually continuously retested this upper red resistance trend line before we eventually saw a shorter term correction. There is a quite high chance that we will see this happening once again. So for 2025, I'm still super bullish on Microsoft. I still do expect more continuation towards the upside, but it's just a matter of time until we will then see at least a short-term retracement on our lovely stock Microsoft. If you enjoyed today's analysis and you found it any helpful, as always, I really appreciate if you smash that like button below this video. The moment Microsoft actually retests this upper red resistance trend line and starts to reverse, I will immediately update this analysis and publish a new one. So make sure you check back every once in a while. I will see you tomorrow with a fresh breakdown. Keep your long-term vision.